Welcome back to Beyond the Barrel Bourbon, guys. My name is Eric. That is Phil.
Finger guns, Phil.
Here we are with Todd. This is the finals championship whiskey of the year. Our whiskey of the year.
Our whiskey of the year.
You know, I have some regrets.
I have
Do you?
Yeah, I think I should have picked the Disco 12 yesterday.
the Disco
had a
12.
shot.
The
You had
Disco
a
12
shot.
that we were all convinced was OESK.
Yeah.
I didn't care what it was. I picked it. It was
really
good.
It was a toss up for me last night also.
Yeah.
I say last night. You guys, we recorded this yesterday. This is this is all processed. So.
But
we're
here.
We've got
Y'all can't see, but I drew a crop circle.
So we've got
Showing.
some heavy hitters. We've
We
got Russell's 15, which is probably widely accepted as probably going to be a whiskey of the year for everybody.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of people's whiskey of the
Interestingly
year.
enough, we didn't pick a single bottle under 150 MSRP. Shocked.
Or under 115 proof. So because Russell's 15 is like 115, 118, something like that. It's up there. So
Yeah, 117.
Yeah,
it's
something
somewhere in that range. So yeah, I mean, so you've got 3 super aged Canadians, hyper aged, ultra aged, whatever you want to call them, against Legacy Distillery.
Canadian whiskeys.
Yes.
Oh Jesus!
Not,
Yeah, definitely. I should have said that.
what's that all about?
Wow, man.
Eh?
Hey, that's where I was going with that.
Nice.
All right, so we're starting out with green and orange, the Miami Hurricanes colors.
In honor of Eric.
Thank you. And we'll go ahead and start with green. You guys know what we're drinking. We do not. We just know we got a 25% chance of knowing what this is.
Well,
I know what this
really,
is. Just on the
right
nose.
now we do, but once we drink the next one, we have a
Yes.
50%.
That is
chance.
correct.
Probably more than that. We're pretty much 100%.
You say that though. Once you get into the super aged Canadian whiskeys, like they're all going to smell very similar. They're all going to
I'm pretty
taste very
sure
similar.
it's going to be Russell's is against Found North Batch 10, and I
Okay.
think Barrel 33 is against Found North
That's
Batch
gonna
9.
be that's
I'm
gonna
not
be
going
a
to
tough
say what I think this is. Man,
Smells like oak,
super complex, man.
fruity,
Spicy,
spicy. Yep.
fruity, hint of wood.
I'm going to get a little sip of water here before we start.
It's water.
Water. Right?
Water. Yeah, it's water. Water.
Kind of a cola-y note here.
You think there's a lot going on with this
Yeah,
one?
Very, very busy nose for sure.
it's intense. It's
It
an
is.
intense nose.
There's
I do like this. It's definitely fruity.
There's fruit. I see the cola that Phil's getting.
Bacon spices.
I'm getting like
I'm getting a light oak.
yeah. There's oak here. I'm getting like a buttercream frosting.
I'm getting a Christmas tree cake. No,
There's
I'm
a
just
lot.
kidding.
I can
Oh,
see.
okay.
I'm just kidding.
There's a lot going on here for sure.
You ready?
I feel like we get a lot of heat though.
Yeah,
very- it
it
smells
also
very
does.
hot.
Does
It's
smell
one of
hot
those
to me
ones
as well.
if you smell hard enough, you'll cough a little bit.
Yeah, I could.
That's what she said. That is
It's good.
creamy,
Spicy in the mid palate.
spicy. A little bit of oak on the finish.
I love that. Like
Pretty sure we know what this is.
Good hug.
in the mid palate, I get that like cherry pie with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on the top, and it's just fabulous, man.
I tell you what,
it's so good.
my cousin let me try a Traverse City bourbon last night, and it was just a cherry bomb.
Really?
It tasted like, and I was laughing. I'm like, man, it's like a cherry lozenge. I mean, it was.
I feel like I'm getting a little citrus here, man.
Really?
Maybe a little orange.
Okay.
Kind of mid palate here.
Get a little small sip here.
Definitely cherry. Definitely bacon spices. Definitely oak. Especially towards the long finish.
I don't.
The oak kind of hangs around. Huge hug, very viscous.
Don't love the mid palate.
Really?
Don't love it.
Man, I think the mid palate's awesome. I get that like I'm getting like I said cherry pie the first time. it's not like it doesn't give me the baked goods quality, but just like the whole, the
Yeah.
whole. And now it's like I'm getting like a mixed berry cobbler. Like
Okay.
there's so much fruit here, and it's
It's a very balanced whiskey.
I
I'll
will
say that.
say whatever the proof is on this, I think it's like the perfect.
okay.
It gives you a really good hug.
It gives you a
Yeah.
good hug.
Good hug,
but
long
it doesn't
finish.
drink too hot. It drinks a little hot because
Yeah,
you
I
got
mean,
some
it's-
spices, but it's
also,
not.
It's also the first pour of the day too.
Yes.
So,
It's
I
not
mean,
a-
the first pour is always going to drink hotter than what it registers.
It's not a heat level where you have to like get past it. You
Right.
know, like 125, 126.
So
Alright.
so orange.
God, it smells so good though. Man,
Oh, this nose is where it's at.
I can smell that all day. That's what you
That
said.
nose is where it's at for me. That is honey. That is oak.
There's a toffee quality to this.
Yes.
There's some oak for sure.
Do you see what I'm talking about with honey though? It's kind of like you know that
Yeah.
what's that cereal? Golden Grams. It kind of reminds me of.
I can
of,
see that,
Like
yep.
where it's like a toasted graham.
I could see it for sure. It's it smells rich,
It does. I don't get the fruit on it.
No, it doesn't.
Like we
It doesn't
don't-
have the fruit like
the first
green
one had a ton of
does.
fruit on it, but this one to me does not.
Man,
This is just.
There's
It's like it's like a honey soaked graham cracker that's been sitting in an oak barrel.
Yep, I agree. I'm getting all those notes.
sugary oak.
Yeah.
Definitely some
I
sweetness.
do get some spice here though, which oddly enough, I
Hmm.
think if it's what I think it is, it has no rye in it.
I don't.
Okay.
If it's 10, I don't think 10 has rye in it. But I don't know if I don't know if this is 10
I'm
or 9.
not 100% sure
remember.
of what the mash bill is on Fountain North Batch 10.
Could just
I know
be-
it's got wheat in it,
10's
but
right behind you.
yeah,
So
I'm not gonna look.
you ready?
I'm
Could
ready.
just be a little heat coming through.
Could be.
Whew. Man, that tastes like
Ooh, that's awesome.
Drinks
straight oak char to me.
drinks
Yeah.
hot.
See, now I don't find to me that drank less hot than the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I
think
got
so.
less of a hug on this than I did on the first one.
I agree that the on the finish I get less of a hug, but on the palate I felt the heat.
You got more burn on your
Yeah.
on your palate itself.
Yeah. I mean, it's great.
It
It's
is.
still great.
Well, here's the problem. I have to decide between
Fruit
because
or oak.
objectively, as far as whiskey goes, the first one is a more complete, more complex,
I think that is true.
more of an interesting experience. And the second one is, I wouldn't say is one noted, but it's more simple. It's just more simple on my favorite note.
Yeah.
So
that's-
you have to decide.
And you said this yesterday in the round one bracket 4 video. You said that when we had that Found North at the end in the final matchup there, that it was overwhelming your palate. Like it felt like it was like a little bit too much for you at that time, and you preferred the
Right.
Disco
Well,
12
you
because
remember-
it felt a little bit more balanced.
We remember the first run through that bracket. We didn't get that crazy oak.
It's true, yeah.
Like
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
almost couldn't even tell that it was Found North. And
Yeah.
then once we came back to it, I was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There's that note that I look for.
But this, to me, drinks oakier than the 9.
Okay.
I think so. I
Um,
agree. I can agree with
Because
that.
the 9's got kind of this,
Originally it didn't for me.
that cola note coming through, maybe a little butterscotch coming through, which might be why I like the 9 less, is because when I'm searching
was
for a Found North,
Which one?
I'm
I
searching
just
for
took
that
another sip of orange. It was fantastic.
for
I wanna
that
go back-
oak note.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go back. So I see what you're saying, and I can see how green would be like a bourbon's bourbon, right? Like it tastes like what you would expect a high quality bourbon to taste
If
like.
you're looking for the best bourbon, it's
Yeah.
probably this one.
I can see
know?
that. It
Yeah,
tastes traditional. And here, look, y'all know this is a hard pull for me because these are two of my favorite brands, right?
Right?
Well, I mean, there is a third one in here, but like Found North and Turkey, everybody knows I'm a Turkey fanboy. Everybody knows I love Found North,
Yep.
right? So this is like for me, it sucks that any one of these have to lose.
Can only have
forgot.
one whiskey of the year.
Yeah.
I forgot which philosopher did. It was either Plato or Socrates, where
Okay.
they had like this ideal object in like everything you see. Like there's an ideal light
Right.
that nothing we have ever
It doesn't
reaches
get
that.
there, right.
This to me is kind of like that for bourbon. Like
Okay.
this is like the ideal
I agree.
bourbon.
I tell you what, though, going back to green, it's better on the second
smells so good,
pass.
man.
It's better on the
It
second
smells
pass.
so good.
That mid palate kind of spike isn't there like it was on the first go round. But again, it's without warm up pours, it's tough.
And that fruit's coming through a little more now.
So I'm gonna go back to orange, get my
getting
final
even-
review.
I'm getting even more of that like buttercream / vanilla frosting.
On green.
Yeah.
You get a mid palate or a finish?
Like at the back of the palate, it's like the last thing that I taste before it starts to, before you get into the finish where, I mean, it kind of sticks around, but that fruit kind of pokes its head back into the finish, and there's some oak there too.
I can see
It's my
how
favorite kind of fruit note.
I can see how orange would be super polarizing.
Orange, yeah.
I can see how like if that's not in your wheelhouse, I can see how like you'll look at us and like, man, what, y'all are crazy. Like
You
mean, you've
have
got
to
to
like
like-
oak. You just
you
have,
have
to.
to
If
like
you don't
oak.
like oak, you're not gonna
and we're
like
not
Found
talking
North.
about
It's as
like,
simple
oh,
as
I
that.
taste a little bit of oak on
No,
this.
no,
like
this
I
is-
get
this-
oak on
it
green.
literally tastes
Yes.
like you're
This is
drinking
like-
right out of the barrel.
This is
A lot of just barrel char.
I mean,
it's aged so long.
right.
in those
It's
barrels.
there's a
man.
lot of 23-year-old whiskey in here, so it's gonna be
So
very
in
oaky.
batch
One more
10,
sip
there's
on my
23-year-old,
decision.
there's 19-year-old, and then I think it's 8-year-old wheat.
The wheat is younger, 8 or
Yeah, but
8
even
years
that,
old,
an
I think.
8-year-old wheater. You
I'm
know
getting
what I mean?
a lot
That's-
of oak on the finish now on that.
On green?
Green.
Yeah, I
See,
get
and
oak on
I'm
the
not
finish.
getting the oak.
And it's this kind of oak.
Is
It's
it?
just not
It's not as loud.
right.
You ready, Phil?
Ah,
Ready? Okay. Take your combo sip.
Oh man, it's good. All right, yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Green.
Orange. I knew that.
I mean,
It's very close for me. Again, it's very close.
It wasn't close for me.
Really?
it was close to me. And honestly, the second go round, orange got worse, green got better.
And for me,
They both got better for me.
for
on
me,
the
green
second
got
sip.
better. Orange is just on a different level.
I mean,
me.
green just highlighted the simplicity of orange for me.
The reason that I chose green is because I find it's a complete balanced pour. The notes that orange gives me, obviously we all love it, but I think that green is just the craftsmanship that goes into green. I think is just a hair.
Oh no, I agree.
You know,
Listen.
a hair better.
Which we know what it is at this point. We
Yeah,
know
I mean,
exactly what that.
yeah,
That's
we-
Russell's 15.
Yes.
We know for sure that that's what that is.
For sure.
There's no denying that the Russells know what they're doing, right? And I've also got to make a decision for when we're doing this. I'm making a decision on my palate, right? And I understand that my opinion is probably not going to appeal to the masses, and I understand that green would appeal to more people.
Yeah, for sure. The average bourbon drinker is going to pick green 99 times out of 100.
Yes,
probably,
and
you know?
that's the thing with this tricky type of bracket, right? You've got 3, not even bourbons
yeah.
against a traditional bourbon. And it's like, you don't know which one should win, can win, whatever, right? You would
Yeah.
think Russell's 15 could run with these big dogs, and obviously y'all just proved that it could. I didn't think they were close, but I think again, I think
surprising
they're
that
on.
you don't think they're close.
I don't. What I mean by that, I'm not saying close as in like I'm not saying that Russell's is bad. I'm saying they're not
Obviously.
close in the spectrum, right?
Right.
So like in a bourbon blind, I would give that Russell's like an 85, 86 tip, right? But in this blind, it's not that for me, right? Like I gravitate towards the super oaky, super old tasting stuff. It
like
tastes
it?
like a
You like
modern.
what you
It tastes
like,
like a
man?
hot modern dusty, and that's what I like. I think I like that so much about.
Cool.
I love it too, man.
Yeah,
So-
obviously we all love it. It's here in the final, so. All
Yeah,
right.
final four, guys. So
Let's,
so it
Eric
looks like.
gets to pick the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
What
the
scene do you
finals.
want, Eric? This is it. This is your time to shine.
I don't know, something football related.
Okay.
We're going into
Football.
something football related. We're in the playoffs. You know.
How about a background picture of the New Orleans Super Bowl logo. Do they have that yet?
I don't know. You could
Yeah.
do just
How
Superdome.
about a picture
I
of
don't
the
know if you can-
Crescent
I
City
don't-
Bridge with half the lights out?
Bet. I don't know if I can do that, but I'll try.
Oh, you can do it. Just go take a picture. You know?
Right. Yeah. All right, guys. We will reload for the next portion of the bracket. See y'all soon. All right, guys, welcome back. Pretty sure we kind of knew what we were drinking in that one, just because of the wild differences. So we're gonna go ahead and assume that that's Russell's 15 that moved on.
I believe that is the case.
The bracket will tell us that
It will
scene
indeed.
where we did.
You'll know we
What
won't
did we do?
officially.
Oh, football.
Football.
Hut hut.
We're doing.
Hut hut.
Wait, what is it? What is it? Siakam. Oh, how did he? What was that?
Coco Golf.
Coco Golf, right? The stupid Jerry Golf commercial a couple years ago.
Oh, I don't.
Or was it?
I don't remember who it was.
You got a lot of yellow, Phil. I'm generous.
I've got more purple than yellow.
Well, you
so
poured this in your glass
this.
originally.
So I was telling them off camera. This is probably my most intriguing portion of any bracket.
Okay.
I'm doing Eric.
Oh, okay.
I
Do
did
a
it
straight
already.
Eric, huh?
I did it already. Purple smells far better.
I don't think. I didn't think one smelled.
I haven't smelled purple yet.
Well, purple.
All right.
Purple smells like it's got more going on.
Okay.
So, but this is yellow. We're gonna start with yellow.
Ooh, I got some mung here.
Good thing it's on the outside, huh?
All right.
Yeah, I mean this is
I'd still
oak.
drink
kind of the same. Right. It's just
Oak.
oak. Nice oak.
Drink it.
This guy's going
'Cause-
right
well,
in.
I'm just gonna say it smells like sweet oak.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Smells like old Canadian whiskey.
It doesn't smell particularly hot.
Smells like Crown Blackberry.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
not true.
That is disgusting. That was. I can't believe he made me do that stupid show.
You loved it.
I hated it. Thought it was trash.
It's the most fun you ever had.
That's because we drank 4 pours of Coy Hill before we shot it.
It's because you didn't care.
And it's because we drank 4 pours of
You didn't
4 pours
care,
of Coy
no.
Hill.
You didn't care because it was Crown Blackberry.
What do you mean I didn't care?
You didn't care about like which one. Well, who cares which one's better? It's just Crown Blackberry. There's no wrong answer. I can do
true.
and say what I want.
There's no right answer either. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, there's
Because you know when you're right, you're wrong, and when you're wrong, you're right. You can be right.
Eric Philosophy 101.
My philosophy is that
Even
even,
when
if
you're
you're
wrong,
wrong,
you're
you can
right.
still be right. Like that time. That,
Everyone can be wrong and everyone can be right over
you
the
know, kind
same
of like
thing.
that time that there was a Madonna song playing at a local restaurant,
it
and they
wasn't
kept
Madonna.
saying that it was somebody else.
It was legitimately
And I literally-
the artist's songs, and the artist made the song before Madonna sampled.
But if but again, that's what I mean by you can be right and wrong at the same time.
because it wasn't Madonna.
It,
Madonna
but
wasn't in
I
that
knew
song.
that song to be a Madonna song. So I was correct in
No,
my thought.
You knew that instrumental sample to be.
It's called
in a
Hung. It's
Madonna
called
song.
Hung Up by Madonna, guys. If y'all want to check it out and see what we're talking
Is
about.
that relevant to these whiskeys?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we were with Adam Fayard the day we discovered that when you're right, you're also wrong.
I don't know about that. I can't speak to that, but I do know that sometimes when you win, you actually lose.
Fact. See what I mean? Let's go.
If I had to guess, just on the nose,
Uh-huh.
going Found North.
I'm
Okay.
also found north.
All right, let's see.
A lot of corn on this oak. Still going Found North. See, definitely not as oaky to me as
That
Tim.
is delicious.
I am getting the same oak profile, but there's something that hangs around.
It doesn't turn.
You like to call it butterscotch.
It's very.
It's not
I call it. I
butterscotch
call
to
it.
me, though.
Well, I say butterscotch, but it's more creme brulee for me.
Creme brulee makes a lot of sense.
Creme
for
brulee.
me on this one.
Remember when I coined creme brulee?
Very Irish.
Sure.
It does. Creme brulee is much closer to what I'm tasting.
Well,
than
judging by the
butterscotch.
show that I've fallen in love with, that would make sense.
You love a good Irish. An
The
Irish
show.
man.
You didn't fall in love with the show.
Yes, I did.
You don't watch the show.
He fell in love with a man.
I fell in love with
that's
this.
a hug.
That's ridiculous.
He
I
did.
fell in love with watching the YouTube shorts because I don't feel like getting Netflix.
All of Eric's heroes are my height, and that doesn't bother him at all. And I think that's great.
Eric loves a short king.
Phil is like 4'11", by the way.
Oh,
4'11".
The
rude.
camera adds like 6
my
inches, so and
goodness,
he's
that's rude.
not actually 5'5".
You better hope the camera adds 6 inches.
You're right.
Man.
That benefits you more than me, buddy.
Wow.
Damn, that might be a good intro. You better hope the camera adds 6 inches.
Sorry about that.
This one, I get that the creme brulee I get towards the back of the palate. On the front of the palate,
It's just
it's
freaking
oak,
It's just
but
oak.
it's this one to me is not as the Found North that we had last round, which we were confident was batch 10. This one to me is a little bit lighter. It doesn't the batch 10 I believe drinks a bit darker.
Well, that's the wheat that they put
To
in it.
me, it could be.
To me,
Could be.
Which is weird. You would think weeders would
it
lighten it up.
almost drinks a little more tannic to me.
Okay, interesting.
Tannic
little
in a
more-
bad way?
You don't
A
find it
little
to
more
be a
drying. Just what you would typically expect on an old,
sweet. Sure.
aged for a couple
100 years,
decades
right.
in a oak barrel. You should expect some tanning. No, I don't find it particularly. I mean, you say in a bad way. I think maybe that's what makes me like it less than the 10.
Yeah, I think I prefer the 10 as well. It's they're in the same ballpark for sure.
But it does not make this pour bad.
No.
Well,
definitely
so
not.
why the reason I say in a bad way, right, is because going back to a McKenna 10 beatdown, right?
Okay.
It's super bitter, super tannic for me and so when I think
don't find it
tannic,
bitter.
I think bad. Like
Typically when I say tannic, I mean I'm getting that oak flavor, but I'm getting like this drying sensation along with it. Whereas sometimes you'll get that drying sensation and it's bitter.
that smells dark, creamy, oaky.
that smell,
Sorry,
Phil.
Phil. We're on purple.
Yeah, I absolutely understand what you're saying.
I do too.
And I think that I think batch 10 is a little bit more it's just a little bit more pleasant of a sip to me. I like any Found North that I've ever had, and this one, assuming this is batch 9, which we think it is, there's no
You did tell me you still have some rye left, right?
Found North rye.
Yeah,
I do.
You just bought another one.
The new
Is
ones
it
are
rye?
rye?
I thought you bought a single barrel rye. I got
I
the
don't-
Spanish.
I know, but I don't remember. It's like 53 and 45 corn and rye, but I don't know
Well,
which is
whatever
which.
one that you sent for the beef.
That's
when I
a
had it-
single barrel rye.
Can
Yeah.
you
Well, if
have
you
enough
didn't
of
get
that
the
to pour me a sample?
Of course.
Yeah, I want
If
to
you
try it
didn't
again.
get the French oak,
No.
then I think
got
you
the
got
other
rye.
one.
I think
Okay.
the other two.
Because
were
I knew
rye.
at the beach I did not like it.
All right. Well, I got another one coming apparently. So.
This smells more like Canada.
This smells
Hey.
fantastic. It smells like maple syrup.
Canada.
This just smells like Found North, but like everything's enhanced.
Like
Smells more
ramped up a little bit.
It smells dark. It smells deep. It smells old.
It smells more
oaky.
syrupy.
Yeah.
So not
Smells
just maple
richer.
syrup, but like every sweet flavor. Maybe you get a
There's
little
more
caramel.
rich, dark.
There's a
yeah.
lot
a syrupy
going on.
caramel, a syrupy maple. Everything's kind of like you smell it and you're like this. Should be able to eat this with a spoon.
Well,
this definitely smells viscous, which if it makes any sense. But it smells. Okay, this is gonna sound bad. It smells gloopy, right? It smells like.
it smells. Yeah.
It smells like when you twirl it in a glass, it's just gonna hang.
Smells
Yeah.
like what's in this guy.
It does, but cleaner and less gross.
less gross.
All right,
All righty.
let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Okay. I mean, that's just oak.
Not to me.
That
There's more
is-
going on here. I do get a little bit of that tannicness. Interestingly enough, no, the drying sensation goes away, and then it's just like my saliva just starts coming up after that.
Honestly, the long finish, it goes sweet. It goes really
it's
sweet.
sweeter than the first one.
This one coats your entire palate.
Yep. These are closer to me than I think they are for y'all.
It's deeper.
I think y'all are both leaning to purple, as am I. But I think that y'all, to y'all, it's a blowout, and to me, these are within like 2 tips of each other.
I'm resip here, I don't think this is a blowout. Oh man, the finish is so long on this.
I'm gonna leave it alone, man. I was gonna do it, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I don't.
That's one too. Kinda.
I know. I don't jump
Kinda.
on the. I don't jump on the.
Yeah, you do.
Super easy ones.
Do you find that this has an extremely long
That's what
finish?
she said.
Wow,
Yeah,
then
because
then
it's
he
still
jumps on
going.
it.
It's still going. It's one of those ones where if you want to get the finish off your palate, you got to drink water,
Or wait,
or it'll just stay.
you gotta wait like 5-10 minutes. This is not like a 30 seconds it's gone type of pour. So
do you know? Is the barrel
The Muffin
33?
Man.
Is it a blend or is it just a single barrel 33-year-old?
Pretty sure it's a blend, huh?
Well, because I know it's super rare. Like you can't find it.
it's a blend. So I know it's finished. I believe it's finished in Oloroso and port barrels.
Okay.
So, you might be picking. There might be more fruit here than.
Well, and it's crazy because Found North, I think batch 9 is also wine influenced or wine finished.
I think it's finished. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head what the finish is on batch 9.
And listen, everybody knows bourbons. I hate wine finished. I think they're trash. Like and I hate to say it, but like there was one in the tournament that I think I sipped it and I said I'm out. Like literally I'm out. I don't even want.
I mean, I think we all kind of
Yeah,
thought it
that
tasted.
one wasn't great that day.
But
for
but
any
it's
of us,
but it's not just that, dude. I get that on a lot of wine finished bourbons, but like for whatever reason, Found North, the oak either masks it or it enhances.
Todd and I were talking about this. We both think maybe ryes benefit more from a finish than a bourbon does.
Yeah, because what's that one that New Riff, the sherry
Yeah,
cask.
the New Riff.
That's a rye. It's a
really
malted
good.
rye
really good.
finished in sherry cask, right?
Yes.
But I think like sometimes when you finish a rye, it kind of balances it out a little more.
Yes, it takes some of that spice out of it.
Right.
And from what I've learned from super aged Canadian whiskey, the finish, whatever it's finished in, has less of an influence.
I think
Yes,
so.
I agree. Because they all taste like oak.
I think
and cream.
because
like
that oak note, like it doesn't matter what you finish it in, that oak note is going to be the most prominent thing you're going to taste.
But going back to that, I can understand.
Sip of yellow
I can
here.
100% understand why people would not like this.
Yes, of course.
And listen, I know Phil gives me crap for it all the time because he's like, it blows your mind that somebody won't like this.
What you're saying right now is exactly what I've been saying. Like, I agree with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you that I can see how some people are like, oh man, this is. You have to like oak. If you don't like oak, you're gonna absolutely effing hate this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it literally is the most prominent note in 3 of the 4 of these whiskeys today. If you like fruity, you like rye, you like spice. Listen, I don't care how much rye Found North puts in there. It doesn't taste like rye. It tastes like oak. You know what I mean? So it's.
All right. I've got my decision.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I know what y'all's decisions is. I'm having a harder time.
I need another
I'm
sip
having
of
a
purple
harder.
and I'll be done.
I'm having a harder time with this than y'all. Talk about
All right,
that after.
I'm ready.
I'm not, and
Okay.
I'm not confident in this pick whatsoever.
Take your time, man. But also pick in the next 30 seconds. You know?
Can't go wrong, man.
Ooh, okay.
All right, you ready?
Ready?
Call it.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Purple.
Would you go, Todd?
Purple.
Yeah, that's what I could go either way. Honestly, I like them both.
Yeah, just that
Purple's
kind of.
just got a little bit. It got more going on.
It's a little deeper in flavor. Everything's a little deeper. I find that the yellow, just that kind of mid palate tannicness, just
Interesting. Okay.
And see, and I
kind of takes away from the flavor. So whenever something's tannic, so if it's tannic more on the finish, good, maybe it's better because it's a
Fine,
little
yeah.
longer finish. But mid palate, I feel like if it's tannic, that you're not getting as much flavor. You're getting that drying note and maybe a little bit of oak. But if it was not tannic, you might be getting something.
Do you want to know what went into my decision process about
do.
going yellow over
I
purple?
do want to know.
There was none. It was literally like I just guessed.
Okay.
Because they're like
You flipped a coin in your head.
I did because both.
You
of
knew
these,
we were both picking purple,
I knew
so
you
you
were-
just wanted to give some love to yellow.
That's exactly what it was.
That's
No,
fair.
it was like they're just both delicious. Like, and both of these have that note that I chase, and the same thing. You chase that note too.
That's sweet oak.
If I
It's
get that
sweet
note,
oak.
we'll buy the bottle.
Everything that we've had today, I'll buy. I'm gonna say this: Sans Russell's 15. I don't think I like. The more I drink it, the more.
I would buy
Listen,
it for
I
sure.
literally did. My uncle
I've got
miskied
2
me.
bottles. I
My,
buy
unc-
it every time I see it. to be
my
honest
uncle
with you.
miskied me with it, and I literally gave it 82 tips.
That's good though.
It's not though for $300.
$250.
For $300, I'm not buying it.
$250.
So you're talking about a bottle that's easily $100
I mean,
more than any other bottle in this tournament, and to me,
Well, the barrel's $200, so $50 more.
okay. But again, we're
look.
gonna find out. I guess we're gonna find out here in the next round. So,
let's
guys,
do it.
we will
Well,
be
we're
right back.
assuming it's the barrel.
We're gonna craft
Well,
a
yeah, we
scene
think.
for you that you haven't seen. See what I did there?
Nice.
It's gonna be Mario jumping on Goombas.
What the hell is it? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that
Yeah.
interesting scene that you've never seen before until just now.
Hell of a scene.
It was the Mighty Ducks.
we
We
are-
watched the
we-
whole episode, the whole movie of the Mighty Ducks.
We
Movie
are.
long.
We are. Listen, guys. Listen. Like, I don't think
yeah.
we've got to understand how big this moment
This is it.
This is it. We're
This
down to
is
the.
it.
This is the
Our
Super
first
Bowl.
ever whiskey of the year.
This is our
The
Super Bowl.
first annual.
And listen, let's be honest. We all think we know what we've got here.
Also,
Yes.
We think that
both whiskeys, 2024 whiskeys.
yeah.
they are.
Both are 24. So we've had some whiskeys that no,
if
they're
we
both
if
20.
we know what we're drinking, we haven't revealed. We didn't look
I mean,
at bottles.
we're under the assumption we're pretty confident.
We're pretty
okay.
confident
We're
that
pretty confident
we're pretty
in what we're
confident that
drinking.
this Super Bowl matchup, this
I mean, well, we know
this,
for sure what the first round. That was.
well,
no,
because it was the
Yeah.
only one that didn't have
No.
oak on it. You know what I mean? So, but listen,
Not every pour in here was a 2024 batch
no,
in this
no,
tournament.
it was not. Well, no, yes, it was.
Not every pour in
Yes,
this
it
tournament
was.
was 2024.
In the Final Four, it
no,
was.
but I'm talking about in the
Oh,
tournament.
in the tournament, no.
To get to this point, we had some older whiskey.
We had some we
2023.
had some whiskeys in here that
Yeah,
that
but-
probably, you know, and I hate to say
It's just
this,
to avoid
shouldn't have
confusion.
been. You know, there's a few whiskeys in here that probably shouldn't have been in here.
Everything earned
they
its
were
right.
they were way out of their element. You know what I mean? Once they got blown out, like we drank it, said they tasted like jockstrap.
Can't say that.
Ooh,
That's,
That was bad too.
but in the first blind, it didn't. It's just a
I will say,
matter
I,
of what
I
you're
will say
having
this: I am
against, man.
proud. I am proud that it wasn't all legacy Tater distilleries that's in the Final Four. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think.
in
if
fact, a lot
anyone
of-
who
now
knows-
that I'm- now
anyone
that I'm-
who's watched Beyond the Barrel and
knows
what
we're
we
not
like
we're not Tater
knows
we're
that
not Tater bottled.
There's guaranteed to be some old Canadian whiskey in our finals.
I tell you what, though, there's only
We
one.
need to get
there was
somebody on the show that hates Canadian whiskey.
Okay.
Old Canadian
Chris
whiskey.
Frank. Come on the show,
Frank.
dude.
Chris
Chris Frank,
Frank.
come
Chris
on the
Frank,
show.
we'll
dude.
do a 4-person next year, and we'll just pour 4 pours of all our most expensive whiskey.
I'm out.
Why are you?
Why
are you out?
'Cause I'm out.
You're not out.
I'm not wasting my Found North on Chris Frank.
Let's just take one moment and appreciate where we're at.
This is the finals, man.
This is the finals,
our
guys. This
whiskey
is
of the
the
year.
championship round of the whiskey of the year.
A 33
Bring it
versus
in.
We're
what
gonna
we
do-
think is a 15.
Guys,
and a
listen.
33
One
is what we
final
think.
touch
Should
and
be a blowout, right?
one final touch and tips for the year, guys.
This is
Let's touch tips one last time. Cheers.
for the year. We're always touching tips.
Yeah. Tomorrow we'll probably touch tips.
Yeah.
You know.
And, well, 29th we'll be touching tips for sure.
And
30th
and
we'll be touching tips.
You all right over there?
God, that's delicious. That is freaking delicious. That's Barrel 33. That is fabulous.
It's good, but
God, that is fabulous. That is everything that I look for in a whiskey.
I can pick out flaws here, though.
I can't. There's nothing flawed
Okay.
about this, dude.
I can pick out flaws.
We're at the point in
I
the
think I
tournament.
can pick out flaws in both of these.
We're at the point in the tournament where it's like it's very hard to pick flaws out.
mean, that's exceptional.
That is exceptional.
It's great whiskey.
That
And
is freaking amazing.
If it's $300 or less, I'm buying it. You know.
What if it was $320?
I'd buy it. I'd buy this at $320.
I might, if it's what I think it is, I might, just knowing that
What do you think it is,
it's
Phil?
never coming out.
What do you think it is, Phil?
I mean, you'll never get this bottle again.
Do you
ever.
think? Do you also think this is barrel 33?
Well,
Didn't
yeah.
have my mic on, but it's okay. I
this
caught it.
freaking
I caught it. Look, it's
dude.
early enough. It's fine.
I'm sorry for Todd.
Sorry, guys. I'm here now.
Take him a wand back.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's not the
Can
whiskey
you
wizard.
cast a spell on me to?
He's not. You're not the
make me
whiskey wizard
less of
anymore.
an
You're
idiot?
just whiskey. I mean, that's,
just whiskey,
You're just
okay.
whiskey.
That's-
Phil,
that's
Phil,
that
I
thing
promote
that,
you. I promote you. You are the whiskey wizard now, Todd.
Cruella de
Phil.
Vil uses.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, she.
And I have a Dalmatian, so.
It's appropriate.
So
You're not a smoker though.
you're talking
not a
about
smoker.
you're so you just said Cruella de Vil and you have a Dalmatian. You know what Cruella de Vil did to Dalmatians, right?
It
hates 'em.
depends.
She hates them.
Not in the movie.
She makes
Not
'em-
in the
she
movie
makes
where she was
coats.
a star, though.
She makes coats out of
In
them.
the movie where she was the star,
I'm talking about the real Dalmatian movie,
the real Dalmatian.
the
movie.
101 Dalmatians
know
from
what
like
you guys are talking
1961.
No, I don't think it's that old.
I think it is
Oh,
actually.
I think it's that was a Disney Renaissance.
Do y'all know what year 101 Dalmatians was made?
I think it was a Disney Renaissance.
I'm not a
which
It
Disney
felt
guy.
like it was
would put it
mid
somewhere in the
80s.
80s to 90s. So.
Yes, but I think it was also like a remake of. Okay, we're let's go
No,
on.
it
Let's go on.
wasn't.
Let's go on to Teal.
101
go on
Dalmatians
to
was
Teal.
not a remake.
That's gonna piss me off.
All right, look it up.
I would say somewhere in the 80s or 90s. Disney Renaissance film.
If I had to
What does
guess,
that
I'd say
mean?
89.
So Disney had like this early golden age with like Snow
Right.
White and everything,
right,
and
right.
then they had a little
So,
drop off.
guys, I hate to say this.
Phil's right.
Phil is incorrect. 1961.
Oh,
Actually,
101 Dalmatians.
101 Dalmatians, 1961
gonna have
Family
to look that
Adventure.
up.
I just looked it up.
Oh, I have to look it up on my own accord.
Yeah,
I'm not-
Phil
you're
doesn't
probably
believe
right.
it.
If you can zoom in on this.
You're probably right.
Whoever
And it might be
edits-
a golden age film.
No,
And
what
then
I'm
they
saying, I
had to
knew it
run-
was old because like they had the Duesenberg in it, and once
I don't
you,
know
if
what
you
that
got
means.
it's a car, it's the badass
So
car
the
that
Renaissance
Cruella de Vil
had
drives.
like
Is the Lion King? part of
Lion
the
King's in it.
Renaissance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Lion King
I
was
think
in,
the last
Lion King was
movie-
made in 1994.
Yes.
Yeah, that's part of the
Early
Renaissance.
90s,
It was the 80s.
No,
and
I
90s.
know that, but I'm telling you, like I knew that the 101 Dalmatians were redone.
I think what they consider the last Disney Renaissance film was like Tarzan.
Bet. All right, let's get back on task
Yeah,
here.
let's-
Let's move on to teal.
Tarzan.
This thing.
We're on teal.
I'm still drinking pink.
Okay. Get
This
you another
is
sip of
this
pink,
dude. I'm gonna tell you this turkey.
That's a huge
This
one.
guy's going
I'm a
out.
huge one there,
on
folks.
I'm
a
having
limb.
the problem is I love both of these whiskeys.
Okay.
That's a
not
problem.
a problem.
That's a huge
It's
problem.
not a problem.
It's a huge problem trying to pick one over the other.
We got to figure out a way to get people some They got some good samples.
Guys, y'all really need to chime in on some samples here. Like,
well,
like,
I think what we're gonna have to do.
we're past the
is-
part of brackets.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a giveaway.
No one was close.
No one was. No one,
No
was,
one was
close.
close.
for the first. Maybe
I think
first,
so. I think somebody sent us one that had the cabinet winning it all. I'm like, there's no way.
nice.
Ain't no way.
I respect that guy.
Well,
in
sure, I
Jan-
respect you for submitting
In
one.
January, we'll do a giveaway. You know, we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
But like,
Man,
like
that
for me,
finish
for
is
me,
so long.
for me, both of these are great. Are you on blue, teal?
That's such a long.
You sipped it already?
Yeah.
Did you sip it, Todd? Oh.
So long. Best hug of everything we've had today. To
Which
me,
one?
This one.
Teal?
Steel one.
No way, man.
Best hug for me.
There's no longer finish than pink.
You're talking about something different.
I'm in. I'm done. I know.
Hug,
I know where I'm
you're
going.
talking about
I'm
hug
not done.
versus finish.
I've
Okay.
got my ranking. I'm in.
What does a hug mean to you?
Hug's not a flavor.
Hug is what it does to
Hug's
your
the burn.
chest. It's the chest. It's the chest burn.
So which flavor
No,
lingers?
I'm not talking about flavor. I'm talking about which one has a
So while
longer
these
finish.
guys banter about,
It depends what you define as finish. Do you
we will
define
have
as
some
flavor?
fascinating guests on the show coming up this year. I'm pretty excited
Which
about.
whiskey
Adam's going to be
takes
back
longer
on.
to
I'm sure we're going to have
leave
Triple J back
in
on.
any capacity?
My cousin's actually giving us some
One takes longer to leave
Traverse
my
City
palate.
from Michigan
One
for
takes
us to do
longer
a
to
live
leave.
broadcast. Or we're going to do a live show. I actually
nice.
got to try some last night. The rye was killer. The
I'm gonna try
bourbon, if you like cherries and you like ethanol MGP, you're going to like it. But the ethanol, I mean, I say ethanol. The rye, it's a 95.5 MGP rye. It's freaking killer, dude. Like
Was it like 8 years old, something like that?
No, it's older than that. It's like 12
Is it?
years. 12 years old.
12 years.
12-year-old. 12. Dude,
Definitely have to try
aged
that.
MGP rye is probably one of the best ryes on the planet. Sans twice barreled Jack Daniels, which I also poured last night, which was fabulous at 107
Well,
proof.
that was probably one of your cousin's distillery series
He
Yeah.
gave me that for Christmas.
bottles. It's different.
It's
So
different than yours. Yours
that
is
needs to be
your,
brought to our blind so we can blind them together. That Jack Daniel's heritage.
I think he's bringing some.
Okay.
I also know what bottle he's actually bringing to the bottle share, and you guys are gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah. So
And hold on, just for whatever I'm looking for. He said we're gonna have to be very careful with that pour because he doesn't want to lose that whole bottle at a bottle share.
I don't care what he wants. Then don't bring it.
pink stays on the palate longer for me. This definitely gives me a bigger chest hug for sure.
I'm in.
I mean, I disagree.
And that's okay.
Wait, you disagree that pink gives you a better hug?
No, he thinks pink stays on his palate longer, but he thinks teal gives him a bigger hug.
Oh, not even
I
close. Not even kind of. Not even kind of. I think pink stays on the palate longer. It coats the palate better. It's a longer hug.
We agreed with the first 2 points.
Y'all agreed.
No, you and I.
One
what
more
you just
sip.
said,
Oh, we-
I agree
One more
with
sip
on
of
your
water.
first 2 points.
Okay.
Coats the palate better and stays on the palate
My
longer.
last sip of water here.
I'm ready. My rankings are in. I am ready to punch.
The finish on this,
Dude,
when that oak
that's
starts
like the
kicking
whole.
in.
That's the microphone thing over there, bro.
Oh, look at that shot, huh? Like LeBron James over here.
Who?
Kobe Bryant.
There you go.
This is a long ass finish too, man.
Le-
And that oak starts
LeBron
kicking
doesn't
in
even
on
make
the,
it into my top 5.
on the long
if we're
finish.
being
Well, that's
honest.
let's not open that can of worms.
No, we're
here.
not going there.
Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Let's not open that.
Kobe's
can of worms
next.
Here. Not saying I
No,
agree or
that's-
disagree.
we're not
but
going there.
Steph
We're not
Curry's
doing
next.
this. We're not doing this right now.
Yeah,
I think
this
Steph
oak
Curry's
kicks
better
in
than
on the
LeBron.
long finish for me.
We're not
The
doing
oak?
that right now.
Yeah.
Pick your rankings, guys. These people are ready to know what the whiskey of the year is. Because either one of these you're not going to get. Sorry, guys. The other,
You're probably also not gonna.
you're gonna pay dearly for. So
maybe
if you can find it.
price control states, dude.
There's a reason that these are in the finals. for me.
Agreed.
Oh man.
I think ultimately we arrived at the right place.
I agree.
You know, no matter how we would have even if we're talking about how we're divvying out the brackets next year, I think ultimately we might have arrived at a similar point.
Good best.
I'm ready.
Me too.
Do it.
Eric's been ready. 3, 2, 1.
Pink. Whoa. So barrel 33. We know. I mean, honestly, we know.
Pink
For
it.
Todd, pull pink. Make sure we're.
I've got teal here.
What is teal? Russell's 15.
Phil's got pink.
Todd, what do you have? Russell's 15.
I've got Russell's 50.
I don't got pink. This is Found North.
Oh.
I have pink.
Eric's got pink.
Barrel 33. I'm not surprised based on our palates. Okay, but let's be honest. The majority of our followers would probably go the other way.
I mean, so
Maybe.
this is a whiskey you have to taste
You
to
have
understand.
you have to undo, you have to be able to appreciate
And that's the
what
problem.
they've done.
Is most people aren't going to taste this whiskey.
This is 33-year-old
This
Canadian
thing
whiskey.
is insane.
It's
It's insane.
Dude, listen, it's still on my palate.
Have you ever?
That's just full of oak.
Have you ever had something like a? This reminds me of, it's like spice, like pepper spice,
Mm-hmm.
like something that a spicy dish that you eat that just hangs on your
Mm-hmm.
palate. That's what this barrel reminds me
I'll
of.
tell
the
you what
way
it reminds me of.
What does it remind
Hit
you
me,
of,
Phil.
Phil?
It reminds me of black truffle pasta from
Oh God!
Sinatra.
Here we
This
go.
guy.
Here
It's
we go.
one. Yeah. It's one of those things where like you have it the first time, and it's so delicious, and maybe you go back a year later, and you're like, "There's no way that it's gonna be as good as I remember."
Okay.
And it is. And then you tell everybody, like, "You got to try this. It's so good," and you talk it up for a year, and then you're like, "Man, mate, did I talk it up too much?"
Right.
And then they go and have it, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is one of the best things I've ever had." That's what it reminds me of. Like, you can't talk it up too much.
Let's do this.
It always lives up to expectations.
Let's do this. Right? Touching tips is our thing. Okay. I know we said we weren't going to do this.
I have no clue.
Both of these
Scared.
would both of these be in the mid 90s for you?
I would probably
Mid-90s, probably
go. If I was gonna tip these,
Let's just tip them
'em.
just because it's the last show of the year
I'm gonna go 94
Okay.
on Barrel
for,
33.
for the pink, which is barrel 33, and
Okay.
I'd go 91 for teal.
All right, so
We're
you got
close.
94. All right, what about
I'm
you?
going
Phil?
93 and 91.
Okay. And I'm going to be a little bit different here.
Okay.
I'm going to say 95
Okay.
and 87.
What do y'all think about making the winner of this year automatically in the tournament for next year?
It's up to Todd because it's his bottle.
It is up to Todd.
It's up to Todd.
I mean,
but chances are Todd's not going to drink it the rest of the year anyway.
Maybe not.
So,
It's like half empty at this
This
point.
year-
no way, just on the show?
this year he might get a barrel 35.
Oh
you
my
never
God,
know.
dude. Could you imagine? Barrel, y'all are doing some great stuff, man. Like,
Oh, Phil and I just got new barrel bottles as well.
yeah?
Ice wine finish I got.
Ugh.
You have no clue.
I don't like wine, man.
Ice wine, you don't know
I
what
got
that is.
the barrel Mizunara, just
Just-
a Japanese oak. It's good.
Is it Mizunara or is it Mizurana?
Mizurana.
Mizunara? No.
Okay.
Well, so
No,
either way,
y'all
it's
are
like
both
Japanese stuff to me, like the Japanese whiskeys.
It's
to
not
me.
It doesn't. It's
Okay,
it's-
'cause
it's bourbon. That's
Kelly
finished.
Kelly put us on that. Like Kelly, our friend Kelly, put us on Japanese whiskey. She gave us one as a gift a couple
No,
of years
that's
ago.
awful.
It is. It tastes like feet.
No, there's good Japanese whiskey. It's not that.
Okay, thank goodness, man.
Yeah.
Guys, listen.
Alrighty.
Thank you so much for making our year 2024. We grew exponentially. We appreciate everybody that's joined on, that's watched us. We want to give you guys samples. You guys have to comment, have to like, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. It's very important.
If you comment on this video or the next video,
The next video is next year, dude.
I know, but we're gonna distribute samples
It's
amongst
almost time
those
for
people.
Todd's next bourbon.
Yeah, right, really. Todd will be back and within the next 3 weeks for Todd's famous bourbon briefcase with his killer song. Look, guys, we got to make sure that we, end of the year. Let's thank everybody that supported us this year. Joe Savannah's, we appreciate you. Ricky's Discount, we appreciate you.
George,
Kosh, new star.
Yeah, Akash, new star, dude. Thank you so much.
Robert.
Are you just making stuff up right now?
Yeah, I was just saying names, so.
Your
Mark at Robears.
cousin?
My cousin. No.
Chris?
Listen, Chris, dude, we got to give Chris a lot of nod, dude. He
Jeff
sends us-
Job and Jobin.
Triple J lets us try a bunch of good stuff. Todd, guys, give it up for Todd, guys. Todd. If it wasn't for Todd,
Thank you.
we wouldn't have a Whiskey of the Year playoff, guys. So give it up for everybody. We will see you next year. Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, all that shebang.
Last throw of the year.
Last throw of the year, and Phil's gonna 100% wipe out.
No, Phil's got it.
Phil's out.
Phil's got it. This
Phil.
is it. Oh, man, you're too aggressive.
You're getting
I think.
worse,
You gotta-
man. You're getting